decks. This video is to announce decks. This Alright, I just realized I've been talking to myself. So, welcome to the stream. We are Shiny Hunting Mew in Pokemon Emerald. We hit 1,400 encounters yesterday. We're going to pick up where we left off, and I'm excited to do so. Sorry we're a little bit late starting. We were supposed to be starting at 3:30. It's 3:38. Got a phone call that kind of went a little bit over, and so I had to start a little bit late. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get us started here with 1401. Hope everybody is doing good today. Yo, DBZ Peter 27, how's it going? It's going good. How about you? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Just getting started shiny hunting, so it's always a good time. I'm wondering if today is going to be the day. I say that pretty much every time, but it would be pretty awesome if today was the day. 1404. Good luck, man. I recently did the Mew hunt and Emerald. Oh, yeah? How long did it take you before you got Shiny Mew? A bit over 2,900 resets. I left my SP running for the most part. Gotcha. 2,900. You know, I think that wouldn't be too bad. I would be okay with that. I keep saying I want to get it, like, within 1,000 something. But if it ends up going to, like, 29 or almost 3,000, I guess it would be okay. Colin says, 6136 is today's roll. Okay, I'm not okay with that one, Colin. I like a 2,900 way better. How about we shoot for that? And if we get lucky on the way and get it in the first 1,000, that would be ideal. Oh, I messed this one up. We're not going to get Shiny Mew doing this. There you are. Odds are odds, though. You're not wrong. I don't make the percentages, I just report them. So true, so true. How are you today, Colin? All right. Government buyout of my resort, getting paid today to watch streams and play Hearthstone. Hey, awesome. Well, definitely glad to have you for sure. I've never played Hearthstone. It's a game I've heard people say is pretty fun. I wouldn't get into it right now. Fair enough. So, DBZ Peter, after you... What are you playing on? I'm playing on an emulator. It's funny, you literally chatted right when I was actually talking to you. So after you got yours, after the 2,900 resets, did you transfer it all the way up to home? Or is it still just, like, in your Emerald save? I'm curious. I'm kind of sunk cost... fallacy into sunk many hours into and almost have a whole collection of F2P. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I had a coworker in the past who used to play that a lot. He really liked it. But yeah, it's an emulator, Peter. Same with Pokemon Go, I'm an F2P warrior. Heck yeah. Almost got a whole collection there. Yeah, I remember when you showed me the Pokedex the other day. It was looking really good. You transferred it to Platinum, hunting Darkrai at the moment. I will move it to home after I'm done with the hunt. Nice! Very cool. Yeah, Darkrai is another Pokemon that I definitely need to hunt. It's one of my absolute favorite Pokemon, period. And the Shiny's purple, which is also my favorite color, so... it just kind of adds up. Gotta do it. It helps that I average 20 to 120 km a week. Yeah, I can imagine. Definitely do like a lot of walking for sure. That definitely helps. Probably hatch a lot of eggs doing that too. But yeah, good luck on the Darkrai hunt, definitely. I hope it goes well. Hopefully not too long of a hunt. Hatch a ton, but don't spend money on incubators, so not that many. That's fair. The incubators is definitely one of the things in Pokemon Go that like limits how many eggs you're actually going to hatch. Having to pay to do that is a little rough. Are you planning on keeping Mew and Emerald or transferring? I'm definitely planning on transferring. I don't know if you were here during one of the other streams when I was talking about the absolute convoluted process it took to be able to get everything set up. But essentially, I got an R4 cartridge so that I could basically take the save file and put it on my Emerald cartridge, and then should be able to then transfer it. Yeah, it was a huge pain to get the whole thing set up, but it will be well worth it after this hunt. It will definitely make all of the time and effort worth it. Alright, 419. After we get Mew, we are going to be doing a Deoxys hunt as well. So I don't know if I'm going to probably transfer Mew straight away. Pretty much think I'm probably going to go to Shiny Hunting Deoxys, and then once we have Deoxys, then we could transfer both of them, because it really just doesn't make sense to do it, you know, until we have both, basically. But those are really the only legendaries I think I'm going to hunt for in Emerald. I will be going for the Shiny Jirachi on Ruby or Sapphire using the Coliseum bonus disc. You gotta transfer your Shiny Breloom too? Yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. I do need to. I literally almost forgot about that because, seriously, I haven't used him since playing through the game, and I remember being so excited when I got it. I like messaged like 2 of my friends on Discord and was like, guys, I got a Shiny Shroomish! And they were like, oh, that's sick. So I don't know. I mean, maybe the Shiny Shroomish stole my Shiny Luck, though. I'm hoping he didn't steal the Shiny Luck. I'm hoping it's a sign that, you know, we're actually going to get more Shinies. But yeah, I have to do that. I won't forget. Mew. There you go. How much better you think Sceptile would be if it got access to Spore or Sleep Powder? It would be absolutely nuts if it got that. Especially Spore. Sleep Powder's, you know, obviously already bad enough, but if it got Spore, forget about it. Sceptile's such a good Pokemon. I don't know, I really like Sceptile. I was doing some Dynamax adventures, going for Deoxys and Emerald. I'm gonna do it in Emerald. I have a cartridge for Leaf Green. Actually, Fire Red is one of the very few Pokemon games I actually need in my physical cartridge collection. That, Silver, and Crystal, I think, are the only ones I'm missing right now. So once I get those, I'll have them all, which is really cool, because I really want to finish that collection. But yeah, I'm going to go for Deoxys and Emerald, just because I already have the save file, and I already set it up where I can go get Deoxys on here. So I'm going to do it that way. But yeah, what I was saying about Sceptile is I was using him the other day in a Dynamax adventure, going for Shiny Latios, and I don't know, it's such a cool Pokemon. Sceptile is just so cool. It's a really good, like, looking Pokemon. It's got, like, cool kind of, like, moveset. It looked really cool in the anime when Ash used it against, like, Tobias. Literally took out Darkrai, which is crazy. So yeah, Sceptile is really cool. If it got Spore, that would be insane. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so far I have not had any luck finding a physical copy of Fire Red or Silver or Crystal. Those ones tend to be very difficult to find and then find for a decent price as well. I had a couple like lines out there looking for like a Fire Red cartridge, and they ended up being like reproduction ones, and obviously I don't want a reproduction one. I want an actual authentic cartridge. So You kind of have to just be on the lookout when you're buying cartridges. Make sure you don't accidentally get a reproduction. A lot of people like have pictures of official cartridges and then sell reproductions, so it's a pain. But someday I'll have them. It's only 3 cartridges, and then we will have a complete collection. How long do you think it'll be until Nintendo releases OG Pokemon games onto the Switch emulator? Dude, I don't know. I wish they'd release it immediately, because if they released it into the Switch... Well, you know what? I think I can answer that better. Hold on. I think they're going to probably do it when the new Switch 2 comes out. That would be my guess. It makes no sense from a business standpoint for them to do that now. They should have, but they're not going to probably now. Once the new Switch 2 comes out, I can imagine they'll probably use like older titles to lure people into buying the console. I mean, literally anytime a new Pokemon game came out on a new console is usually why I upgraded. That and Smash. So I can imagine them doing that. It would be a very Nintendo thing to do. So yeah, that would probably be my answer to that question, Colin. But the second they do, you better believe I will be getting every single one of them. One of my regrets was definitely not getting more of them on the 3DS. Even though, again, you know, they did close Poke Transporter and all that unless you already had it, and that whole Pokebank and Poke Transporter thing's a mess. You're right, 1428. But the day they do that, they're going to make a lot of Pokemon fans really happy, and they're going to make a lot of money doing that. Shame they patched the older games on the Switch emulator. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The other thing, too, with them is, like, they made it so, like, especially for, like, the N64 and stuff, you had to, like, have Nintendo Online, and then you had to, like, pay for, like, an additional thing, if I remember correctly. Like, it's cool that they bring stuff back, but, like, they always do it at quite the cost. But they're masters when it comes to, like, making money in marketing, because they know what people want, and they know that they can make money for it. So... But if they release all of the OG Pokemon games at some point on like the Steam, the Switch 2 library, I will definitely be playing through them all again. It'll be an excuse to play through them again. But don't really need an excuse to play through a Pokemon game anyways. They're always so much fun. Comparative, it's cheaper unless you got an EverDrive already. Yeah, exactly. Definitely agree there. Which, luckily, I know you and I do. It's funny, I still have my EverDrive set up from when you set it up with, like, all of the NES games and stuff on it. It still has, like, the Majora's Mask background. I've been to, like, so many events over the years where they, like, are like, oh my gosh, that background's sick. Or like, whoa, your library's really good. And I'm just like, yeah, Kosher did it. I didn't set this up. Mine was bare minimum. So, thanks again for that. Appreciate it. That seems like forever ago. You got yours from Onski? Nice. I still remember the days of the giant beanbag, man. Those were good days. Good times. He grandfathered me the library. Heck yeah. Well, then it seems like it's been passed down to a few people, so that's pretty cool. You got a tournament in Van Nuys this weekend? Okay. Is it like a local one for like PR or like out of state people coming? What's the situation with it? What's going on? Oh, at Ansky's house? Okay. Well, that sounds like it'll be fun. First one in a long time. Very cool. Is it going to be streamed? Because if it is, you'll definitely have to send me the link. I'll have to check it out. A little bit of a drive to get up there. Got you. Is it, I'm trying to remember. My memory's not 100% where he is. Is he in NorCal? Is that why, like, you have to, like, drive up north? Or something like that? I forget where he is. I'm not really an expert on the California geography, unfortunately. Oh, he's in North LA. Ah, okay. Gotcha. San Fernando Valley. Okay. Almost over there. Yeah, it's funny. Literally, every single time I've gone to California has been, seriously, to Santa Ana. So pretty much like any time I've gone to California, I've seen you. And I haven't seen you in a long time. So that means that it's been a long time since I've been to California. And I really don't know a lot about it. So at some point, I would love to visit California and, like, actually get to explore. Like, CLA and, like, go to, like, the pier and stuff. Santa Monica. Santa Barbara would be cool. Just pretty much, like, explore. I hadn't even been to the ocean there, which was so sad. Like, there were so many times that we would go to California, and I would, like, visit California, don't live. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think I would. There were so many times we would visit, and I wanted to go to the ocean and at least be able to be like, hey, I've been at the, you know, California ocean, and we never did, and I'm bummed about that. So, someday. Yeah, too much money. California is expensive. I remember when I moved from Arizona, it was becoming like a new California. It was just so expensive. It just kept skyrocketing. So, you know, and then that probably just means that California continued to get even more expensive too, which is crazy. That makes me feel bad you never saw the ocean. Next time you're out here, I'll make sure of it. Alright, bet. I will have to plan something at some point, for sure. Alright, 1441. That's a good number. But not good enough. Could possibly put you on a FNF rate here at my resort. We're located on the beach. Oh, shoot. Well, that was pretty cool. I don't think, well, it's not I don't think, I know for a fact. My fiance has not been to California ever before either. And I know we talked about it at one point that it would be really fun to go, so might have to touch base with you and figure that out. Have you ever done any other 8,192, so full odds hunts? No, actually, I have not, Peter. This is my first one. So I've done, like, you know, I've gotten full odds shinies in other games when it's like the 4,092 odds, but not the, like, OG 8,192 odds. So I'm very excited to do this. Same thing with Deoxys. Definitely looking forward to that. That one's going to be a little more interesting because obviously, like, you kind of just reset instead of just, like, leave a room. A little tiny bit more time-consuming, I suppose. But those two will be my first ones. But yeah, we'll have to talk about that, Colin. All right, 1444. How about you, Peter? Have you done any other full odds hunts other than Mew? I think for the Deoxys, you have to leave the room as well and do the puzzle every time. Oh, really? Is that... Oh, okay. I remembered, I thought I saw a video where the guy, like, does the puzzle, and then he saves in front of the triangle before he starts the encounter. And then just, like, literally turns his, like, Game Boy off and then back on. I still need to do some more research before I start that. I did quite a bit before starting Mew, so if that's the case, then I better definitely get good at doing that puzzle. But, yeah, I'll have to look into that for sure. If you guys are all just joining the stream, welcome. We're doing a shiny hunt for Mew in Pokemon Emerald. We were actually just discussing the Deoxys hunt in Emerald as well, so welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are all doing good. You can reset only on Fire Red and Leaf Green? Really? Ooh. Okay, well, that might change my answer then, possibly, because I know you asked me earlier if I planned on doing it in Emerald or Fire Red, Leaf Green. I might do it on Leaf Green then, because if that's the case, you might have just saved me a bunch of frustration. So that's actually a really good tip if that's the case, so thank you. I might just have to play through the game again, obviously, before I can do that, but that's okay. I don't mind playing through Fire Red or Leaf Green. It's a good game. Alright, 1449. That's really interesting that they did that, though. I wonder why. They made it so you can reset on those, but not in Emerald. That's strange. Because of Emerald's broken RNG? Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I'm still new to doing, like, the full odds hunts in, like, these older generations, so definitely, if you have any other tips or tricks or anything, feel free to let me know. Definitely appreciate it for sure. Yo, what's going on, Suck My Dad Jenkins? You ever played Pokemon Rogue? No, I have not yet. We were actually just talking about this, I think the stream before last, like 2 days ago or so. I was asked if I'd played Pokemon Rogue yet, and I haven't, but I was actually looking into it, and it definitely looks fun. I am interested in trying it, especially because it's free, and it does seem like a good time. My friend actually just beat it last night. He got to like floor 200, and I guess he cleared it, so he was saying that it was a really fun time. So yeah, I probably will play it and stream it, because I think it would be fun to experience it, and then be able to kind of have you guys in the chat and hang out and stuff. It would be a good time. You just started playing today. It's really good. A good stream game too. Yeah, that's what my friend was saying too. He was saying that he thinks it would be a good stream game. He was saying that typically like roguelike games in general are good for streams because usually like, you know, if you're there at like the beginning of a run, you tend to get kind of like invested in the run and, you know, watching it and stuff. And I know definitely myself when other people do games like that, I definitely get very invested. So I think it'd be fun. From you, I'd say keep your game running if you can. In a nutshell, when you soft reset in Emerald, excuse me, you encounter the same frames in the same order, so you want to leave the game running for new frames. Interesting. So, how does that apply for like an emulator? So, like, if for example, like usually what I do is when I get done streaming, I will literally just save. Like I'll drop like an actual save like that in the game, and then I usually will also do a save state too, so that way when I open it up, it just goes back to that same spot. Does that kind of negate having to have it running, like for the frames and stuff, I wonder? I'm curious, just because, like, I'm not sure if that, like, applies to, like, if you're playing on an actual Game Boy, or, like, the emulator as well. But that's a really good tip, if that is the case. Whoa. 14,000, I hope not. Should be good with the save state. Yeah, if you in-game save and you were to turn it off, then you would essentially start the frames. Okay, got you. Yeah, so with the save state, then I'm thinking it should be good, like you said. Yeah, very cool. Alright, 1461. Who's my favorite Mon? Okay, so I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier ago when you said that you were shiny hunting Darkrai. So Darkrai and Gengar are like tied for like probably my favorite Pokemon. And then I'd say maybe like Jigglypuff is third because it's like my Super Smash Brothers main. But yeah, probably Darkrai definitely is probably my favorite. Very cool Pokemon. Definitely my favorite legendary, I'd say. I think if I had to go through like every generation and pick one Pokemon, I'd have a little bit of a hard time. I'd probably say for Gen 1 it would be Gengar though. I really, really love Gengar. How about you? Who's your favorite Pokemon, Peter? I messed that one up bad. Tie between Latios and Greninja. Those are two very cool Pokemon, so I feel ya. Both of those actually have amazing shinies as well, so that's my follow-up question was going to be like, well, what's your favorite shiny Pokemon? I don't know if it's one of those two, but they're very good shinies, so I would have a hard time picking. Yeah, definitely both great shinies. I'm still going for a shiny Latios in the Dynamax Adventures. I think I'm at like 85 wins right now. I haven't been keeping track of the losses, only the wins. So I've got 85 wins right now on Latios, and no shiny yet. Besides Overgrowth, what ability does Sceptile have? It's a good question. Let me see. I don't remember what its hidden is right this second off the top of my head. Alright, Sceptile abilities. It's got Unburden, which doubles its speed upon losing or using or losing its held item, which is pretty good. Yeah, I didn't realize that. So I think it's just Overgrow, and then the hidden's Unburden, as far as I can see here. Let me see. Yeah. And then Mega Sceptile apparently gets Lightning Rod. Why would it need Unburden? I don't know. But I mean, doubling speed? That's pretty cool. It's already the fastest starter, yep. I mean, I guess for competitive purposes, though, doubling your speed, like if you have like a berry or something and you eat a berry and then you also get a speed boost, it's kind of nuts. Good luck with the DAs. I got lucky with Latios, or the Dynamax Adventures. I was like the DAs. I got lucky with Latios and Ultra Moon. Sub 300. Oh, really? Cool. Very nice. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to get a Shiny Latios. It's going to be really cool. Shiny Latios is really nice too, but I think Latios is a way better shiny. That yellow is so nice. The green on Latios is alright, but that yellow is just really, really good. I wonder if Sceptile even gets, like, any play in competitive nowadays. Like, I know you can get all of the starters in like Violet and Scarlet now, so I'm wondering like if it would be worth doing like a Sceptile build. I've actually been wanting to get into VGC again. I do not know what the meta is anymore, but it could be kind of fun. A Lychee Berry might be good with Endure, double speed plus 1 attack. Yeah, that could be cool. Definitely could be cool. Alright, 1471. I think it gets Fake Out too? I think so. Probably, I don't know if it's a level up move or like an egg move or something, but I believe it probably does. And then if you gave it like a Terra type or something, so it was like a meta Terra type, I don't know, I think Sceptile could definitely be good. Like I said, I don't really know much about the competitive scene right now, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Still think my favorite team in competitive is Baton Pass. What did you have on that team, Colin? I'm curious. Because I know Baton Pass teams definitely are good. Baton Pass to store power? Oh, man. That's wild. Gorbis and Ninjask was the core. Very cool. Espeon liked to sweep with using sword powered plus Calm Mind. Oh, I can imagine. I'm sure that was really good. Cool to give a weird move like stored power some love. Right, yeah. Definitely having like unique team builds and stuff with like different dynamics and whatnot, definitely cool. I have to say, after my last Pokemon series that I did recently with Caleb when we did the Cage Lock, I really have a newfound appreciation for double battles. We had a lot of fun doing our double battles. Like, there was a lot of prep that went into it, and like, just kind of enjoyed those battles. It was really fun. If you guys haven't watched any of that, definitely, if you want to, or have any time, just want to watch a series or something, the Cage Lock episodes definitely were fun. And it was basically surprise trades. So, like, every encounter we got, we had to surprise trade our Pokemon away, and then, like, whatever Pokemon we got is what we used. And then we basically did a battle versus each other after every Team Starbase and after every gym. And then the winner got to get a perk for their Pokemon, like a held item, TM, evolution help, or like change your Terra type. And then the winner also got to kill off one of the loser's Pokemon. So like you picked one of the Pokemon that showed up to that double battle, and they were gone. So, yeah, it was fun. Caleb ended up getting a couple shinies during the playthrough, and by a couple I mean way more than a couple. And I was very, very sad about my shiny luck being bad, and he was just getting full odd shinies throughout the playthrough. And he brought two of them to a cage match, and I got to kill one of them. So, yeah. Crazy moments for sure. Right, 1480. Hopefully you get it in under 2,000 encounters. I hope so, man. I would really like that. Honestly, anything under 3,000, I think will be probably a win. That's why I was saying earlier, when DBZ Peter got it at like 2,900 or so, I know that's quite far off from where I am right now, but like it still seems better than like, you know, 5 or 6 or 8,000. Like, yeah. But under 2,000 encounters would be awesome. Don't know if it's positive or negative that there's no encounters aside from Mew in the grass. I would say positive, because honestly, I would not want encounters while trying to chase Mew. And I definitely would not want to get a different shiny while looking for Mew. So I think for my purposes, and also the time it takes, no encounters in the grass is probably beneficial. Yo, what's going on, Thick Noodles? This is live only on YouTube, right? It is right now, yeah. I'm looking into trying to figure out how to get Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I need to do a little bit more research into that, but right this second, it's only on YouTube right now. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Alright, 1489. If you could add an ice type to Gen 3, which would you add? Think only Regice, Feel, and Snorunt family are the only ice types. What one would I add? That's a good question. I'm trying to think of an ice type that would kind of fit in with Hoenn. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I messed that one up. Oh, there we go. Ice type to go in the Ice type Elite Four. Yeah, you know, I really just don't know. That's a good question. Her team is so barren. Yeah, she's definitely got like the Lance syndrome where it's got like multiple of the same thing and Pokemon that aren't the right type and whatnot. So, I feel ya. I actually haven't beaten Emerald yet. I play on the VBA emulator, so seeing Mew on Emerald is a first for me. Yeah, I'm actually using the VBA emulator myself. So basically, like, it's out of WinDS Pro, and then it's like the VBA emulator. That's exactly what I'm using right now. So yeah, definitely suggest, if you haven't beaten it yet, though, Emerald is such a good game. It was a blast to play through this and be able to start hunting for this. Still don't think Lance is a dragon type trainer, more of like a flying type than dragons. Yeah. I think Lance, unfortunately, was in the wrong generation to be a dragon type trainer. But yeah, I'm not sure, Colin. I guess if I had to answer something for no specific reason, I'd say maybe Cryogonal. It's just like a cool ice type. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of love. I could see him being maybe in Hoenn or something. Or maybe like a Cubchoo Beartic as well, to kind of like be the opposite of like the Walrus. You got like the Polar Bear. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, what do you guys think the odds are of getting Shiny Mew within the next 5 before 1500? I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it would be pretty cool. Alright, 1496. We got 4 more chances. If you guys are all just joining the stream, we're Shiny Hunting Mew right now in Pokemon Emerald. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the stream. Right, 1497. I just booted up Emerald on VBA. That's apparently 12 years old. It says I have 117 in-game hours, but a lot of it's sped up, and a lot of it's missed from backtracking to do better saves and so on. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I pretty much just started with a brand new, fresh ROM for Pokemon Emerald, and then played through the whole game, and then after beating the actual game is then when I got to this point where I'm starting to shiny hunt for Mew. And then after Mew, we're going to go for Deoxys. Alright, $14.99. That is not it. So, the question is, can we get it on 1500? Alright, moment of truth. 1500. Nope. Unfortunately. Do you know how Shiny RNG works? My best guess is that it takes the game time, to generate a random number which determines if it's shiny. So I'm actually new to doing the full odds 8,192 shiny hunts. This is actually my first one. So I'm actually still kind of learning as I'm going. Actually, somebody in our chat earlier was talking about like different tips and stuff for doing the shiny hunts. Was basically talking about like the frames and everything as well. One of the tips that they said was like to kind of like have your game running pretty much non-stop if you can, if you're using a Game Boy. That way like it's loading new frames, and then they were saying like if you're using an emulator, as long as you're doing like a save state, then it kind of has like the same effect essentially. Okay. Yeah. I think there's like different YouTube videos that also kind of go into the explanation of it all. It's still something I'm trying to learn myself. But all I do know is that eventually, you do this enough times, it's gonna be shiny. And that's good enough for me. Alright, 15-15. And if you guys are liking the stream, also don't forget to drop a like too. It goes a long way for the YouTube algorithm, helps new people to find the stream, and we've gotten a lot of new people recently in the chat and stuff, and it's been really cool, so always like meeting new people. What frame rate does Emerald run at? I'm not sure. It's a good question. I imagine probably 30 FPS or something like that, because it is an older game. It's 2004, so it's probably not running, obviously, like in 60 or anything like that. In Scarlet and Violet, can Mew still learn every TM? That's a good question, Colin. As far as I know, I don't think they changed that. Pretty sure Mew has kind of gotten the TM pass pretty much in, as far as I know, still in this generation. What was that, 18? There we go. But yeah, I could probably confirm that and get back to you though, Colin. I've got a regular Mew in home. I could probably test that and let you know. By the way, I don't know if I already said it, but I like your username, Thick Noodles. It's funny. Alright, 1522. Thanks. I created a YouTube account in mid 2020, and I tried to choose a name which wouldn't ever cringe at. I'm still pretty happy with the choice I made. Yeah, absolutely. I'd say it was a good choice. Right, 1525. What I think is, if you'd repeat exactly the same actions perfectly frame by frame, you'd eventually get a Shiny Mew on average of 4,096 attempts. Yeah, in this one, basically the same kind of logic would apply. It's pretty much just the 1 in 8,192 odds with this generation of Pokemon. But definitely hoping to get it somewhere in like the 2,000 range. That would be awesome. As of 1532 encounters, you have had a compounded 18.70% chance to encounter a Shiny Mew. Okay. Well, that's not terrible. That's kind of close to being like 20% or so. Compounded percent, yep. Got you. Zero 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 122% compounded 1532 times. Thick Noodle says it said 17.6 for them. Never trust a rounding error. Still super low numbers comparatively. Right. Essentially, regardless. Yeah. What's funny is that after 8,192 attempts, only 63.2% of the time you'd have a Mew. Yeah. After that, you'd get into statistically improbable side of the curve. Yeah. Right, 1544. I remember one time I played a gacha game, rolled 65 times at a 9% odds, and only got one of the 9%. Yeah, it definitely can be like that. I remember one of the times I went to, I forget exactly the name of the store, but they had like a lot of gacha machines, and they had like a ton of like cool like anime figures, and like they had like a Pokemon one, and I remember going for, I forget what it was. I think it was like a My Hero one, and I was trying to get a specific figure that I wanted. And, you know, I wasn't obviously sure exactly what the odds were, like, you know, of what was in there still. But they had, like, I think 6 figures or something like that. And I rolled it, I want to say, like, 10 or 12 times. And I finally got the one I wanted. And I ended up with, like, 3 or 4 of, like, one kind and, like, 2 or 3 of another kind. And it was just like, oh my gosh. That was my experience with gacha machines. I was watching a YouTube video probably like a week or two ago now, and it was by Jaden Animations, and they were talking about their trip to Japan, and they they animated like their experience with the gacha games, and they were trying to go for like a specific one, and like apparently they ended up getting kicked out of a shop in Japan because I think the owner thought that they were like gonna resell them, or like that they were spending too much money. Like I don't know what the reasoning was. But I just remember seeing that, and I was really laughing, because I can't imagine getting kicked out of the store for buying too many somethings. Like, oh my gosh. It's crazy. There we go. Which Gen 3 encounter would you rather shiny hunt, Surskit or Chimecho? Um, that's a good question. I have a shiny Masquerain already. I don't have a shiny Surskit, and I don't have a shiny Chimecho. So either one of those would technically add as a new shiny to my living dex. So I suppose either one, I guess. I guess it would depend on, like, how you go about hunting them. Like, if it's just running around in grass, it depends on how many other Pokemon there are. Both with 1% encounters. Oh. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I'd probably breed for them at that point. But I'm guessing you're meaning, like, if it has to be in Gen 3. Probably Chimecho then, I guess. Yeah, I would say Chimecho. Alright, 1550. Remember as a kid struggling to encounter Chimecho before the days of looking stuff up? I don't know if I ever even got a Chimecho, because seriously, I don't think I could find one. But yeah, I definitely remember the days of not being able to look stuff up, though, that's for sure. Alright, 1551. It's not it. Only can encounter the top level of Mount Pyre. Oh, interesting. Okay. And it has that 1% encounter rate, it sounds like. Wish I knew about repel cheesing when I was 9, right? It's funny. Alright, 1552. Only mon I had to have traded to me as a kid was Feebas. Oh yeah, Feebas? Still never caught one legitimately in Gen 3. Doesn't it have, like, really, like, hard encounter rate or something? I forget what it is that causes Feebas to be a tough one. You have to remind me. There's 3 tiles in the game. Wait, so you mean, like, there's only 3 tiles that it spawns on? Can only use an old rod and it's a 20% encounter. I think maybe 50. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, that seems tough. I imagine shiny hunting that would be terrible. Alright, 1555. Which tile it is based on your trainer ID. Oh my gosh. That's even more brutal. You have 3 spots determined by your trainer ID that it is, and then it's like a 20 to 50% encounter rate with the old rod. Oh my gosh. And then you take the the 1 in 8,192 shiny odds, and yeah, that's rough. Alright, 1556. But you could hit every tile on the route and still get no info because it will get you a Magikarp otherwise. Right. So, like, essentially you'd have to sit in those tiles fishing until you basically, theoretically, found a Feebas to know if it was the tile. And essentially you could just sit there forever not getting a Feebas and just wondering, like, oh, am I just getting unlucky with these odds, or is this just not the right tile? So, that sounds very frustrating. Did not know that. Interesting Pokemon knowledge for sure there. Once you get the tile, it'll always have the Feebas spawn, which is nice. Yeah, so like it sounds like once you figure out where it is, that it'll have it. So you kind of just have to like determine which one it is, and then you're good. But yeah, that's brutal. Whoever figured out how to find Feebas back in the day, I applaud you. Whoever figured out how to evolve it, I salute you. That is totally fair enough. Before there was information on how to do it, it's pretty crazy. Melodic is such a cool Pokemon too, especially Shiny Melodic. I don't have one yet, and I am very excited to get one. I'll probably end up doing like, well, I guess I'll have to research it first. I'm not sure the best way to go about getting Shiny Feebas right now. I'm not sure if it would be like fishing in one of the games, or if like doing the Masuda method, just breeding, would be easier. I'll have to look into what the statistics are and then determine that. But yeah, getting a Shiny Feebas and a Shiny Melodic will be awesome. Those are two Pokemon that are really cool. There's probably some NPC that hints at feeding it beauty blocks. Oh. I'll come back next stream, I think, if I'm awake at that time. Alright, Thick Noodles, thanks so much for hanging out. It was nice to meet you. Definitely hope to see you again. And you have a good one. See you later. Have a good one. Right, 1563. Can't think of any other Mon that evolves through contest gimmick. Yeah, I can't either. It's honestly a really crazy evolution method for sure. Don't know how you would evolve it now in other games. I know I have one in Pokemon Arceus, forgot how I evolved it. Let me double check. It's actually a good question. Okay, so apparently in Pokemon Violet, you evolve Feebas into Melodic by trading it while it's holding a Prism Scale. So, yeah, looks like it just has to hold a Prism Scale when you trade it. Definitely a lot more simple. Not as cool as Gen 3. Yeah, definitely, definitely simpler for sure. I always like when you had to do weird specific things to make Pokemon evolve. Yeah, definitely. It had a lot more like mystery to it and like more puzzle solving when you had to do stuff like that. Same thing with like Generation 3, like getting the Reggies and stuff. Like not knowing what you're supposed to do, the fact that you have to like walk around in a certain pattern and like you have to use a specific HM and like all those different things. They're so cool. Like I feel like they don't do enough stuff like that anymore in modern Pokemon games. I'm kind of glad that in the DLC for Sword and Shield that they did a little bit of a nod to Gen 3 for the Reggies. Like, you had to do a little bit of a... Yeah, catch a Relicanth and a Wailord. How random, right? I loved that. I thought that was the craziest thing. But yeah, doing that in the like DLC for Sword and Shield, having to have like a Cryogonal with you, something like that was kind of cool, you know, right? Obviously, nothing crazy compared to Gen 3, but like a little bit of like a nod to Gen 3 that they made you do a little something. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, that's probably where I'm gonna end up shiny hunting for the Reggies. I will end up shiny hunting those in the DLC for Sword and Shield, since they're not part of the Dynamax Adventures. And then I'll probably end up shiny hunting Regidrago, and then I'll end up having to do another save file, and then have to shiny hunt Regilucky. Use Flash Endorse and walk around a room and use Fly. Yeah, like, the amount of steps that they made you do. Have one in the front of your party, the other in the back. Yeah, exactly. And all the while, like, I don't think there's any way to really know about that. Like you couldn't really search it at the time. You kind of either had to, like, just try it. So, basically, whoever figured that out, also, applaud to them as well. Hi, Bebe, how's it going? Are you free from the shackles of work? Even finding the underwater labyrinth was a challenge. Free? Awesome. We are almost to 1,600 encounters, and that's actually where we're going to pause for today. So, got a few more to go. Now games don't even give you an owner's manual. Yeah, you know, that's one thing definitely. Like, I remember when you used to get a game and you get an owner manual. I know, obviously, people these days probably don't care, but it was really cool. And I think it was always something that was like, it made you want to collect the hard like copies of them versus like digital nowadays, where it's just like, I still like having a hard copy of a game. You know, it looks good on a shelf, and like, you know, you just have a physical one. You don't have to worry about running out of room and stuff. But yeah. Me and the fiance have some stuff we have to take care of when she gets home. So we're gonna hit 1,600, and then we're gonna call it for today, but we're gonna be right back at it tomorrow. So we got a few more encounters here. They put cool Easter eggs in manuals. Yeah, that too. You'd get like some like Easter eggs and stuff, and it was always cool. Getting pen and paper, writing that stuff down is memorable. Yeah, no, definitely. I agree, Colin. As a kid, figuring out the Reggie puzzle was the only way to decode was with the owner's manual. Was that actually how that worked? You know, when I had my copy of Sapphire, I think I've told the story on stream before. I traded my copy of Fire Red that I had bought. It was a brand new copy of Fire Red, and I traded it to my friend who had Sapphire. So he got mine, which was brand new in box, and I got his copy of Sapphire, but I didn't get the box or anything, which, you know, looking back was like, well, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I didn't have that, so I had no idea how to do it. I just had to, like, figure out stuff, and then I think later on, when I got older, is when you could start looking things up online, which is then finally how I figured out this is what you have to do. And I was like, wow, how did anybody do this without that? So, kind of cool that they had it in the actual back of the manual. That's neat. Alright, was that 1577? I believe it was. So, Colin, did you have the Pokemon Coliseum bonus disc? I know I've been talking about it on a couple streams now because it's like the way to shiny hunt Jirachi, but I don't think I asked if you had one. I know you have a pretty extensive collection of stuff. Your Japanese buddy in middle school did? Ah, that's cool. Yeah, they didn't produce a lot of them, and it was definitely like a pre-order situation. All my Kumons from back in the day came from him. Very cool. Yeah, unfortunately, it was not something that I kind of was aware about. Definitely did not pre-order it, that's for sure. So it's kind of wild that that's like the only way that they made it available. But I'm looking forward to doing the hunt. It'll be a fun one. I'm gonna have to bust out the Wii or the GameCube. I think my GameCube's in Arizona still, and I think I have my Wii here, so I'll have to set that up, and then I gotta figure out how that's even... I don't even know how I'm gonna stream that one, because, like, the Wii uses AV component cables, so I could get, like, a capture card for that, but, like, the only thing on the screen would literally be showing that the Jirachi's being sent to the Game Boy. And then I don't know how I would go about actually getting the footage of the Game Boy. So, like, I might have to do some, like, really janky, like, webcam setup. I just don't know. But, definitely will be going for that hunt. Same thing with Manaphy. Like, I have no idea how I'm going to actually record transferring Manaphy's egg from Pokemon Ranger to the other games. I don't know yet, so I'll have to figure it out. How to use this Japanese GameCube that needed an adapter? Oh, gotcha. Remember doing the Mount Battle 100 wave thing one summer on Pokemon Coliseum? I still actually haven't played the Coliseum on GameCube. I've played Gale of Darkness, which I absolutely love, but I've not played Pokemon Coliseum. I need to do that. It looks like a fun game. Getting and cloning the Ho-Oh? Oh my gosh. I really liked Pokemon Coliseum when it came out. It got a lot of mixed reviews, but I loved the double battle challenge. I was just saying earlier in the stream that I like double battles, so sounds like something I'd probably have fun with. Alright, 1587. Some of the boss fights were legit super hard. Well, now you're making me want to play it, Colin. I reckon they probably have like a ROM for it. You probably could play that on the GameCube emulator. Yeah, no, not the not Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube. No, I played the stadiums like on 64 and stuff, but I have not. I've heard a lot of people say it's very similar to like Gale of Darkness, which I really enjoyed. That was really fun to play. All right, 1590. All right, 1591. Highly recommend. More of a challenge throughout the game compared to DX, which has a ridiculously hard ending. Right. Well, I'll have to add it to my list for sure. You get to make some really cool teams with some underused mons. Okay. Alright, 1592. Do you think we're gonna get the shiny in these last few before 1600? I know I said that right before 1500, but it would be cool. Only time I've ever used Helping Hand. Oh man. I don't think I've ever used Helping Hand either that I can think of. The Espeon and Umbreon starters are really fun to use. Oh, so that's the starters in the game? Interesting. Alright, 1594. I would probably pick Umbreon. Both are really cool, but I think I slightly like Umbreon more. Alright, 1595. Oh, you get both! I see, so you don't actually have to pick between the two of them. Very cool. You choose a Gen 2 mid-stage as your starter? Huh. I'd probably would pick Quilava. I feel like Quilava is a really cool, like, middle evolution. They did a really good job on Quilava. About 20 minutes into the game, you get a starter. Interesting. Raven, you stop scratching that chair. You stop that. Alright, 1595. Alright, 4 more after this one. The first challenging boss is an Earthquake team, where the other Mon is immune to EQ plus an Entei you need to catch at the end. Wow. I read that as the first boss, and I was like, that's an insane first boss, but the first challenging fight boss. I see. I was gonna say Pokemon Coliseum is something else. Alright, 1597. Oh, he actually is the first boss. Okay, so I guess I did understand it correctly. Wow. So then, yeah, that's a crazy first boss. Pokemon Coliseum goes hard, apparently. The bad guy in each game have Shadow Legendary Dog. Oh, interesting. Alright, 1599, guys. That's an 8. There we go. Question is, will we get the Shiny Mew on 1600? Let's find out. You're gonna end just in time? Hey. I planned it perfectly. Alright, 1600. Is this the one? No, it's not. Unfortunate. Oh my gosh, that's too bad. So yeah, we hit 1600. We've gotten 200 more encounters under our belt. We are going to be doing more shiny hunting tomorrow, picking right back up tomorrow, probably around the same time, probably like 3 o'clock, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are new here, definitely feel free to join our Discord. We ping when we're going to go live. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to as well. You'll also get notified that way too, I believe. Don't forget to drop a like, because it goes a long way for the YouTube algorithm to get new people in here like yourself, and hopefully you actually enjoyed the stream too. Definitely would like to see more of you guys next time as well. Your team is about in the 30s by the time you fight the Entei with Fire Blast. Oh my gosh, that sounds crazy, Colin. I'm going to have to play that at some point. But yeah, guys, I'm going to run for now. Definitely was good seeing everybody. Hope to see you guys in the next stream. I will be back tomorrow, and we're going to get the Shiny Mew. So, I'll see you guys then. Bye.